Well, here we are at lesson 50.
Wow.
50 lessons into A Course in Miracles.
I know. It's incredible.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
It really does.
This lesson is all about being sustained by the love of God, which is such an interesting concept when you really think about it.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Right? It can seem so abstract,
Totally.
especially compared to the tangible things we often rely on in this world. You know,
Like what?
like money, success, relationships.
All those external things we think will make us happy.
Exactly. But this lesson challenges us to question all that. So why don't we dive right in and actually hear the words of the lesson itself?
Sounds good to me.
Lesson 50 from the Workbook of A Course in Miracles reads, I am sustained by the love of God. Here is the answer to every problem that confronts you today and tomorrow and throughout time. In this world, you believe you are sustained by everything but God. Your faith is placed in the most trivial and insane symbols: pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people, and an endless list of forms of nothingness which you endow with magical power. All these things are your replacements for the love of God. All these things are cherished to ensure a body identification. They are songs of praise to the ego. Do not put your faith in the worthless. It will not sustain you. Only the love of God will protect you in all circumstances. It will lift you out of every trial and raise you high above all the perceived dangers of this world into a climate of perfect peace and safety. It will transport you into a state of mind in which nothing can threaten, nothing can disturb, and nothing can intrude upon the eternal calm of the Son of God. Put not your faith in illusions. They will fail you. Put all your faith in the love of God within you, eternal, changeless, and forever unfailing. This is the answer to whatever confronts you today. Through the love of God in you, you can resolve all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Tell yourself this often today. It is your declaration of release from the belief in idols. It is your acknowledgement of the truth about yourself. For 10 minutes twice today, morning and evening, let the idea for today sink deep into your consciousness. Repeat it. Think about it. Let related thoughts come to help you recognize its truth and allow peace to flow over you, a blanket of protection and surety. Let no idle and foolish thoughts enter to disturb the holy mind of the Son of God. Such is the kingdom of heaven. Such is the resting place where your Father has placed you forever.
Wow.
That was a lot to take in, wasn't it?
It really was.
There's so much packed into this lesson.
It feels like a bit of a contradiction to what we're often taught.
I mean, we're constantly told to work hard, achieve success,
Build a secure future.
Yeah, and this lesson's telling us those things are just worthless symbols.
It's challenging, for sure.
It makes you wonder, if those things aren't what truly sustain us, then what does?
That's the big question, isn't it?
The lesson seems to be saying it's the love of God. But that can be such a difficult concept to grasp.
Right, because it's not something we can see or touch.
It's not like money in the bank or a fancy car.
Or a big house.
So how do we even begin to understand this idea of being sustained by something that feels so intangible?
Well, I think it starts with recognizing that all those external things we often chase after, they don't actually bring lasting happiness.
They might bring temporary satisfaction.
Yeah, maybe a fleeting sense of security.
But they ultimately leave us wanting more.
Exactly, and the Course is suggesting that's because we're looking for fulfillment in the wrong places.
We're trying to fill a void that can only be filled by something deeper, something that transcends the material world.
Right, and that's where the love of God comes in.
So how does that work exactly?
Well, the lesson talks about this idea of the love of God protecting us.
Right, lifting us above the perceived dangers of this world.
And that's interesting because it implies that those dangers aren't really as dangerous as we think they are.
Yeah, like our fears are often based on illusions.
Exactly. And when we tap into the love of God within,
we start to see through those illusions. And we realize that our true self,
the part of us that's connected to the divine,
is actually beyond harm.
It can't be touched by anything in this world.
So that's where the true sense of security comes from.
I think so.
But how do we access that love of God within?
Well, it's not something that's separate from us.
Right. It's not like we have to go searching for it somewhere outside of ourselves.
It's already there.
Like a wellspring within.
Waiting to be tapped into.
So how do we tap into it?
I think it's a process of remembering who we truly are.
Remembering our connection to the divine.
And that can involve things like forgiveness, practicing gratitude, spending time in nature.
All those things that help us quiet the mind and connect with something greater.
Right, because it's in those moments of stillness that we can really feel that presence within.
And the lesson also emphasizes the importance of repeating the affirmation, I am sustained by the love of God.
Mm-hmm.
It suggests doing that for 10 minutes twice a day,
Yeah, and I think that's a really valuable practice.
even if it feels a bit strange at first.
Yeah, especially if you're not used to talking to yourself like that.
But the repetition really helps to drive the message home.
It's like planting a seed in the subconscious mind.
And the more we water that seed,
The more it will grow.
and eventually bear fruit.
Exactly.
So it's not just about saying the words,
Right, it's about feeling them
about really letting the meaning sink in.
and allowing it to change our perspective.
Because ultimately, this lesson is inviting us to live from a completely different place.
Yeah, a place of inner peace and security.
A place where we're not constantly seeking validation from the outside world.
Where we don't need all those worthless symbols to feel whole.
Because we know that our true sustenance comes from within.
From our connection to the love of God.
And that's a pretty radical concept,
It is.
but it's also incredibly liberating.
Because when we truly believe that we're sustained by something greater than ourselves,
It frees us from the need to control everything.
from the fear of lack and scarcity,
And it allows us to live with a sense of trust and surrender.
knowing that no matter what happens in the world around us,
Our true self is always safe and secure.
held in the embrace of the love of God.
So as we go about our week, let's try to keep this lesson in mind.
Let's see what it's like to really live as if we're sustained by the love of God.
How might that change our perceptions, our choices, our interactions with others?
It's an invitation to a whole new way of being in the world.
And who knows what amazing things might unfold when we step into that space.
It's an adventure worth taking.
And one that we can continue to explore together as we journey through A Course in Miracles.
I'm excited to see where it leads us next.
Me too.